News, a service of Barong Insurance Agency. A threat at Hinton Public Schools. That's the big story for 7:30. I'm John Matthews. Hinton Public School officials say a high school student was confronted by a school administrator yesterday for threatening behavior directed at another student. During the escort to the office, the student made a threat towards the administrator and the school, and officials say the student who made the threat was removed from school. Officials say the threats were not specific in nature but will be fully investigated by both school administration and law enforcement. Hinton Police has started an investigation, and school officials say the student will not be allowed to return to school until the district can determine if it's safe for all students. The latest on a proposed TIF in the city of Weatherford, Mike Smith has more.
A resolution was tabled yesterday by the Tax Increment District Review Committee of the City of Weatherford that recommended that the city, through the City Commission, create a tax increment district and approve the Red Plains Marketplace Economic Development Project Plan. Committee member Mark Harmon says he likes the 50-50 model as described in yesterday's meeting.
Basically means that they're going to capture 50% of ad valorem tax revenue to pay for the cost of the TIF, and they're going to collect 50% of the sales tax revenue. I particularly like that model because there was two things that I was worried about with this TIF. For the school, potential limit our bonding capacity, and then for the city, potential cannibalism of other businesses. So I think the 50-50 model works perfectly because it protects both institutions from that.
The committee will have a work session on the evening of September 3rd at City Hall beginning at 5:15. Mike Smith, Right Radio News.
Thank you, Mike. A groundbreaking ceremony was held yesterday for the construction of a new pre-K through 12th grade school building for Gary Public Schools, says District Superintendent Sean Buchanan.
We have this project going on, which is really going to change the way education happens over here in Gary. Super excited about it, born from tragedy, of course. Just a terrible situation, losing our historical gymnasium, and really because of smoke damage kind of lost the majority of the high school too. Thankfully our community saw the value in supporting our children, and these folks overwhelmingly approved an additional $5 million bond that we could stick with our insurance money here and build a new pre-K-12 all-inclusive facility.
Buchanan says he's hopeful that the project will be complete in roughly the next 16 months. We'll have more news coming up next.
Here's Jeff Barong.
We try to show our clients integrity, honesty, and compassion when we're working with them. You can get insurance all sorts of places. The most important thing for us, and it's knowing that you're getting not only really good service, but you're also getting the insurance know-how to make sure you're getting covered as best as the market is going to allow you to be covered.
For all types of insurance, it's Barong Insurance, the agency service-built. Barong Insurance.
A retail consulting contract has been approved for the city of Clinton. Kyra Huckabee has more.
The Clinton City Council, acting as the industrial authority, approved a contract during Tuesday's meeting with Retail Strategies for retail consulting services. City Manager Robert Johnston highlights the services offered.
Retail development, whether it's retention and expansion of existing business, which is always the initial priority and probably close to 3/4 of what is done, but also the opportunity to work with new businesses that haven't yet decided they need to come to Clinton America. Here's an opportunity to help them.
Johnston says the agreement will enhance the city's retail position following the completion of the Interstate 40 Exit 65 and 65A project, which is expected to be completed ahead of schedule. I'm Kyra Huckabee for Right Radio News.
Thank you, Kyra. Elk City Public Schools Superintendent Mike Sparks says middle school students in Elk City continue to outperform their peers across Oklahoma.
Last year, our 7th and 8th grade students, which is our middle school, on the state math test, had a 74% of those students scored either at the basic, proficient, or advanced levels. And when you compare that to the state average for Oklahoma, that average is only 47%. And the other one was, we were talking about our science scores. 79% of our 8th graders achieved at either basic, proficient, or advanced. And when compared to the state, that average is 65%.
Sparks says he believes there is a connection between rising test scores and the district beginning its third year feeding students free breakfast and lunch each school day. Oklahoma House Speaker Anthony Moore of Clinton has been selected to serve on the National Conference of State Legislatures Executive Committee. The group works to improve the quality and effectiveness of state legislatures, promotes policy innovation and communication among the legislatures, and ensures state legislatures maintain a strong, cohesive voice in the federal system. In this new role, Moore will be on the front lines of making decisions on behalf of all legislators and staff served by the National Conference of State Legislators. Terms on the executive committee are for 1 year and renewable for up to 3 years. With the recent announcement of all 77 county sheriff's offices receiving grant funding from the Oklahoma Attorney General's office, Custer County Deputy Lewis Flowers discusses potential uses of the funding.
Hopefully we're going to try to get some more vehicles this year. There were some little things that we used. Our deputies are the lowest paid deputies of surrounding counties. So what we've done is the other counties had found out, went to the Attorney Generals, you can use that as a stipend, like a bonus. So that grant can be used for that. Hopefully we're going to use that. We're still looking at what we want to buy. We'll have a list of like equipment updates and stuff like that.
Custer County was awarded $250,000 as part of the grant funding. News at 7:30, a service of Barong Insurance Agency. Coming up next, we'll look at local funeral services after a word from Lee Hometown Funeral Home.
Most people don't even know where to begin when planning a funeral. Who wants to think about that anyway? So we put it off and often leave the burden on someone else. Or if the unexpected happens to a loved one, funeral arrangements are the last thing we want to think about. At Lee Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton, they will help you make funeral arrangements with compassion and understanding. Brandon Lee, the owner of Lee Hometown Funeral Home, understands the difference that locally owned and operated makes. Please visit Lee Hometown Funeral Home today at 1217 West Gary in Clinton.
Funeral services for 91-year-old Wilma Sue Rolls will be held today at 2 o'clock at the Martin Duggar Funeral Home and Cremation Service Chapel in Elk City. Interment will be in the Serdachsee Cemetery. Funeral services for 77-year-old Roxy Sue Thompson will be held Thursday at 10 o'clock at the Martin Duggar Funeral Home and Cremation Services Chapel in Elk City. She worked as a nurse. Interment will be held in the Carter Cemetery. Today's funeral notice is a service of Brandon Lee at Lee Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton.